Yes, what's up? How you doing? From wherever you're catching me from, of course, I want to start by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Of course, from wherever you are catching us from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It doesn't matter, of course, where you're watching in from. As long as you're watching, you're doing such a great job. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. Super excited, of course, to be here, but it's been a tug of war to come today. For starters, yes, for starters, I always want to check and I see whether my sound is fine. I used to have, let me see, let me check my sound and I see if it's good, yeah? Yes, for starters, I always want to check and I see whether my sound is fine. My sound is good, yes. Yesterday it rained. It's been raining like for a whole, almost, I should say, ever since the kids started school, yeah. Ever since the kids started school, it's been raining like crazy, yeah. Crazy raining almost every day. And surprisingly, it is at time in the morning, early morning, when you're taking kids at school, like very early morning, like at around 6. That's when it starts raining. Specifically at 6. At least it can rain the day before, during the day. But immediately when you're taking kids at school, that's when it starts raining. It's really been a hard of it's really been hard, yeah. It's been hard, but of course we are trying to catch up, mpola mpola. Today and yesterday have been one of my bad days. The computer I use just decided to shut down and it cannot open again. My kid's laptop, the charger is spoiled. Where is the charger? The charger is broke. Let me see. This is the charger, yeah. The charger is broke. It is broke here. You see? There. It is broke, so it's no longer working. So that means I have almost two computers down. They are not working. The charger to my phone is also dead. All those things cannot be happening to the same person at a go. Tyler, I told you now I'm working. We'll be talking later, yeah? Yes. So I'm excited to be here. Of course, as long as we can come and we chat, even if it's for a short period of time. I'm not going to take much of your time. Maybe we can use an hour if it's okay. But as long as you're watching, I want to say thank you very much, of course, for watching through. I got some reactions. Yes, I got some reactions, and I'm super happy because when we started using English, it was a little bit scary. Why was it so scary? Because of using English, because we were so much used of our local language, which is a good thing, yeah, which is a good thing. But we have our friends in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Rwanda, in Burundi, and other countries, of course, who don't understand Kiganda. They don't understand Luganda. So I felt like maybe we can make a different twist, a small twist. We can use a little bit of Kiganda here and there, but at least let our people also, other people, be understanding the language that we are using. So that's why it was kind of risky. Even up to now, it is still risky because we can do Luganda things, yeah, Luganda things, and they can easily move. Yeah, easily move. You can get numbers straight out the way you want them. But of course, when you do Kigan, when you do English, it is slow journey. It is slow, but you definitely get there. You definitely get there. It can take some time. Yeah, it can take some time, but you definitely reach there. So today I was here, and I was like, I wanted to share something. Yeah, there are quite a couple of things. I've been telling you things I've learned when I've grown, yeah, but there are things I've really learned, and I'm still learning even up to now. And I'm like, I wish by this time I know this. But of course, I'm not regretting. Reason why I'm not regretting is because everything that happens to us happens for a reason. Yeah, everything that happens to us happens for a reason. Because imagine I worked for 15 years and got zero, nothing in my life, yeah, for 15 years. And the only thing I got is what people call connections. And these connections also, if you don't know how to use them, because now me, I'm a little bit of an introvert. Like, I decide to keep to myself, yeah, I keep to myself. So I'm not the kind of a person. I had friends, you remember the likes of Ivan Semwanga. That guy was my friend. SK Mbuga was my friend. That guy is Papa. When they used to have money, he was my friend. Currently, of course, I used to talk to that guy, who Brian White. Like I had some friends, but I wasn't the kind of a person who can come and I ask for money. Never. For why? Reason why I also don't know. But I'm not that interactive. And surprisingly, I used to get friends who could, again, I could connect a friend to my friend, and before you know it, in a week, they are best friends. And yet, this person was my friend, and they talk on a daily. Me, I cannot, I don't know how to keep maybe friendship. I can talk to someone, we can always chat, we can talk. But if they don't call me, I don't call. So at the end of the day, I end up, not keeping in touch, which is a bad thing. And it's also a talent. I noticed later in life, it's a talent. Have you noticed there are people you talk to, yeah? You talk to someone like once and then they keep checking on you, like a week cannot pass minus them calling you. Before you know it, they are your friend. They are your friends, and you don't know even how you became friends. You just don't know how you became friends, but you're just friends with this person. And that's a talent. Others will keep in there. Me, in case someone doesn't move towards me and they talk to me, I always welcome anyone who comes in my life. But I'm not the type who can start the relationship, and I don't know how to do it. But most people know how to do that. So I noticed later in life it was a talent. So I noticed there are some things I wish, yeah, I learned a little bit earlier, yeah, a little bit earlier. Like, let me give an example. Like, to learn, being by yourself, yeah, to stand alone, yeah, be by yourself. Most of the people, now like me, the way how I grew up, I thought like, having sisters, they could always have my back, yeah. Like, I used to have lots of friends. By the way, I used to have lots of friends. For the people who have been following, I have over 3,000 plus contacts in my phone. I'm in over 2,000 WhatsApp groups, yeah. Like, I have too many junk of people that I don't even need. So I've always thought that when I'm with these people, they will always have my back, because I could have their backs. Yeah, I could have their back, so I thought they could have my back. So I ended up collecting. I was like a collector. I had lots of people around me, lots of people around me. And later in life, that now I've grown up and I'm 37 years old, and I'm like, I, I wish I had this a little bit earlier. I wish I knew this earlier. I wish I knew this earlier. Right now, just like 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago, 1 year ago, that's when I learned to be alone. Like, alone, alone. Now I can be there alone, me and my son. And I've done that for the last, okay, I've done it for the last 2 years, to be actual, 2 years. And I be alone and my son. But I wish I knew this a little earlier. I would have gotten a lot of things, because the time I spent with these people and the time I gave them, the emotional, support I gave them, what I gave them was too much. Like, if it was out of 100, at least they took 80% out of it. Yeah, 80%. 80% is a lot. But the good thing, I always say, there is always time to learn. So now I've learned to stand by myself. I've learned to be alone, but it's not an easy thing. You cannot wake up early in the morning. Let me say, if you're a person who loves interacting, like the way how I used to be, interacting, being with people, if you are engineered like that, you cannot just wake up early in the morning and then you detach from people. It is kind of hard, very hard. Now, me, like with the kind of content we used to do, yeah, I always tell the people here, the kind of content we used to do, of course, we started with the interviews, go here, go there, then we went into politics, then we changed, and now we are doing things that impact us. One of the things which is really very hard is to one day wake up and you change your lifestyle. It is quite hard. I've done that 3 times, but this last time is kind of crazy. Yeah, you wake up early in the morning and you're like, I've been interacting with lots of people, but right now I'm going to stop. It is hard. I'm telling you, it is hard. But if you can do it, it's a beautiful thing. So I learned that a little bit late in life, yeah, late in life. And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, I just wish in my 20s I started up something. You know, when we are in our 20s, most of the people want to impress others, you know. You want to flex. That's the word they use. They want to flex. You want to flex, you want to show off. You're poor or you're broke, but you want to put up a picture like you've made it in life, yeah? That's the time a guy like me, I got my first car. Okay, yeah, my first car. My sister told me you're not supposed to buy a car, and I was like, nah, I should get a car. She was like, you should buy land, make some investment. I was like, I don't want, because I thought with my mates having a car would be cool. And by the time, by the way, I got a car, I thought I would get even girlfriends. I didn't get even a half one. I didn't get even a half one. But I thought by then it was cool. So at the end of the day, right now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, I wish in my 20s I started up something, you know, built more skills. Yeah. I wish I did build more skills. Maybe try to stick on something. Fine, I did the things that I did, but when it comes to investment and then self-impaction, like you add value to yourself, I wish I learned that a little early in my 20s. But most of the people in their 20s, they are flexing, they are having fun, they are partying. I've parted, yeah, I've parted. I've had a lot of fun, and that was time gone, by the way, because now the people I used to be with, gone. The support I thought I would have with them, gone. It is basically starting from zero. And imagine you had all these people around you. Every club I could go in, drinks on the house, eats on the house, transport on the house, everything on the house. So I thought basically that's how life is supposed to be. That's not how life was. So before now that now everyone is gone, I'm starting afresh. And I'm like, I wish I built more skills. I wish in my 20s I made investments. Had I got help then, right now I would be far. You make calculations when you are in your 20s, let me say, and the knowledge you're having now is the knowledge you had then. You imagine where you would be in life. I'm telling you, you would be very far. Sometimes I think about it. Yes, I regret, but I don't regret because I cannot make the same mistakes. So I wish in my 20s, yeah, I did something. And then managing money was another problem, by the way. Managing money, to learn how to use money, to manage it. You know, it is a different thing waking up and you're making money. It's a different thing. You can make money. Yes, everyone can make money. Managing it, or I can use the word, most of the people use it, keeping it. Yeah, keeping it. Getting it is easy, yeah, but keeping it, maintaining it, basically managing money, I wish I knew that a little earlier, because there were times in my life when I could get some good money, but because of my circle, the people I used to hang out with, you know, and then you want to show like you're okay, and then you're renting these big apartments, all the money is sweet gone. And to make matters worse is that I could I could have it, how do they call it, it's like a bank statement, yeah, like I have its statement, like I know in 2025 I made this much, I know in 2023 I made this much, I know how much I made in December. But the things I used to, I didn't know how to manage money since I was a kid. And I was like, I wish, because sometimes me, what I tell people is that in case you don't know something, try to ask someone who knows. Oh my goodness, ask someone who knows. That's very important. Of course, me, I could ask, but the problem, the kind of circle I was involved with, oh my goodness, They are thinking of partying. If it's not partying, is girls. If it's not girls, it's boys. If it's not boys, it is going out. If it's not going out, basically, that was my circle. At the end of the day, none of them is looking to be like, but man, we're going with our future. Yeah, what should we do? I didn't have such kind of a person. And you can imagine, I started getting some sense like now 4 years ago. Getting some sense, and that's when I noticed I'm not good at managing money. And me, the problem most of the people have, though that one I don't have, the other ones I was having, but the problem that people have is even when they don't know something, they don't want to get help. They don't want to get help. Yeah, it's like when you drink a lot or you use drugs or you have addictions. For you feel you're okay, you always feel like you're okay, you don't need any help. But when really basically you need help, you need help. So now most of the people don't know that they don't have, or they don't know how to do money management. That's why people have personal secretaries. That's why people have accountants. That's why people have, for them to, even the richest people in the world, they have the people who go through their money and they're like, you spent this, you did this wasn't necessary. But then when it comes to us as individuals, sometimes when we get our money, we feel like we've worked for it and then we have to do what we want to do with it. And it is bad. And if you have that habit, get someone to help you. I be sometimes and I'm like, I wish I got someone to help me a little earlier. Oh my goodness. I wish I had. I would be having some of the mapelas, the buildings. Yeah, I'll be having some big buildings and apartments. Tyler, I'm working. Remember what I told you? Mm. So at the end of the day, I'm like, I wish I got someone who would help me. Some people say it is weakness. Yeah, most I've heard even some inspirational speakers. Yeah, sometimes they're like, hey, you guys, in case you get someone and you don't know how to manage your money, you're a mommy's boy, in case you cannot make decisions on your own, it means you're not man enough. Wait, you're not man enough, but you're wasting yourself. People say man up. Man, there is no manning up here. When you need help, go for it. That's why we go to school, to learn. Someone else is helping us. Yeah? You have to ask. You have to ask for help. Because you can find someone when they've made, let me say hey, they're Rotary, or you've gotten some money. But because you think you're bright, you make decisions which are wrong with your money. It's your money. But if you get someone, to help you, that I got, I don't know even what I should tell you, but I got help like 2 years ago. Had I not gotten help, I'll be one of the three. Either I would be dead. If I wouldn't be dead, I would be on the streets. If I wouldn't be on the streets, I'll be a mad person with addiction problems. True story. I told you guys here, when we are here on social media, I can tell you things I cannot even tell my sisters or even my friends, but I don't even have no friends now. But I would tell you things because those things help me. And of course, the beauty is on social media, more so to be specific on YouTube, it is very hard for someone to judge you. Yeah, it is very hard. We have those different kind of people. The people on Snapchat are different from the people on TikTok. They're different on people on YouTube. They're different people on Instagram. They're different. They're different classes. So the people on maybe TikTok, they can mock, but here there's no that judgment. And I want to be around people who don't judge others. So I'm very sure even the people I'm with here, you cannot judge. By the way, we are live, yeah? We are live. So we can keep interacting. I told you now, the computer I'm using right now, I had taken like over like how many okay like 6 months minus using it. So I was using it. It was a trial to see whether this computer will work or not. But happily it is working. So get help, man. Get help. And the earlier you get help, the better. Me, I've told you, had I not gotten help in the last 2 3 years, I'd either be on straight, I'll be mad with addictions, or I would be dead of overdose on anything I don't know. Because when you start growing, people now start having different ambitions in their life. So people move away in your life. People move away, they go, they leave you. They leave. So me, people started leaving, and of course I wanted to change my life, adding all that together. So no more parties, it was intentional. No more parties, no more hanging out, no more this and that and that. And the kind of people I used to hang out with were like that. So now again they've reached the point in their lives, but they also got scared with their life. Now they started being ambitious. In all that scenario, that's when now I stay alone. And in that period, again, I was staying with my son alone, who was like 2. You get my point. And now you don't have any support system. Oh my goodness. Hiya. At one point, I was there alone and I cried. Yeah. I cried like tears, a full man crying. I cried. I was like, what am I going to do with this kid? You know, you're supposed to, cook food for them. You're supposed to clean them. You're supposed to do their laundry. You're supposed to do all these things. And then it is a big shift. It was so scary. But guess what? I managed. So you see, everything I'm telling you, there are things I'm adopting even with me now. So when you can, let someone help you. I wish I gotten someone to help me. That's why when it comes to the people in the West, all the so-called Bazungus, the whites, yeah, the advantage they have immediately when they notice someone has a talent or they've gone into, being popular, something like that, they make sure immediately they have someone to help them, and most times it is their parents, so that by the time they mature, then they give them whatever they made over the years. Here in Uganda, no help. Some people who are willing to help you, they want to swindle money from you, they want to just steal you. So at the end of the day, with our upbringing, yeah, our upbringing, yes, that one there. So most of the people are messed up, really. So where need be, the reason why I took long on that is because it's important. When you see something, go for help. Me, if I need to learn something, now the good thing we've gotten AI, I ask the people who know how to do it, and I'm like, I don't know. And when I let people to help me, I give them 100% control, because I know I'm not good at that part. Then the part I know I'm good at, I'm like, I will handle that. Please get help, oh. Get help. If you don't get help, it is dangerous. Mostly when it comes to finances. Get help when it gets to finances. Now me, I would be on the streets, truthfully speaking. Right now, no job, off grade, starting afresh. You're with the son you're supposed to take to school and bring him back and cook for him. Where would I be? Think about it, yeah. And more so when I talked about the circles, the kind of people you hang out with. By then, as I told you initially, the topics we were having always were about girls, boys, gossip, partying. Have you noticed? And guess what? I always say this: the 5 people you hang out with, you become the 6th in their character. In case you're with guys who love cars, yeah, they love cars. Before you know it, even if you're broke, somehow, somewhere, you will manage to get a car. If you are hanging out 5 people who love sports, let's say football, before you know it, you're going to start loving football without even knowing. That's why most of the times I see girls who love really football, and I'm like, ah. And you find out that because their boyfriends support Arsenal or Man U, or Man U is what? Is it the Manchester? I'm not a football fan. Before you know it, This girl is supporting even when they separate. This girl keeps watching ball because those are the kind of people she was hanging out with. So now, on the other hand, it is the same. In case you hang out with people who are hopeless, you're going to become the sixth person. So the kind of circles, man, it's very important. And if you know it a little earlier, be intentional. I'll be using much of that word intentional. Why am I going to be using intentional a lot? Because I've learned that if you do things in autopilot, you know autopilot? When people are flying planes, yeah, they reach a time and they put it in auto, just like the automatic cars, yeah, automatic cars, autopilot. You can't leave the car and you know just pressing, you know, and then it goes, you know. For a pilot, they can even have a 10-minute sleep and the plane will just be going. So I noticed that most of us, even me included, just a couple of years, like for 3, I'm telling you everything I'm just learning, and I'm learning to practice so that I can be perfect at these things. The kind of circle I was hanging out with, we were in autopilot. Now imagine I was with guys, a time like this, someone calls me, yo Anderson, you know, there is a party here, I'm picking you, we go. I'm like, cool, you go. You didn't have it in plan, you go. You come back again, you're there, someone is calling you, there is a party also here, we go, you go. Someone is there, they have Kwanjula, they have introductions, you just go. Someone comes and they're like, come escort me, you go. That's how, by the way, most of the Ugandans are living. True story. So there you're in autopilot, things are just happening with your life. Things just happen and you don't know what is going on. You know, you don't know, you plan for it, the least things. So now the word intentional, that's when it comes in. Now I'm intentional. You called me, I'm not going nowhere. I told my friends, like the people here, last year, 2025, I did not move out of my house for a year. No parties, no nothing, no nothing. It was intentional. I was like, I'm not doing it no more. Right now, when people call me, I'm intentional. Like I do, I'm not in autopilot. Now I'm in a manual. Yeah, I'm in a manual mode. Yes, manual mode. That everything has to be controlled. Initially, everything was controlling me, autopilot. Now I'm in manual mode. Why manual mode? Everything is planned. You have the clutch, you have the gears, you cannot sleep. You know, you cannot sleep. So, you go, so it's okay. Yeah. So at the end of the day, those things I learned a little late. So the kind of circles, let me tell you, even when, you know, they got, scientists did an experiment and they noticed it was true. You become the kind of people you hang out with. Truthfully speaking, if you hang out with people who love reading, before you know it, you will start love reading. If you hang out with people who love watching movies, before you know it, you will start love watching movies, even when you are not a fan. Yeah, I used to be with my sisters, and they used to watch soaps. Do you remember Sunset Beach? Yeah. Was Sunset Beach the one having Salvador? Before I knew it, I was watching those things. Me, I'm not a fan of those things, but before I knew it, I was watching those things. You get? I was watching them. So that's what I was telling you. Like, what the kind of people you hang out. So I wish I knew a little earlier. I would be intentional with the kind of people I also hang out with. But right now we are trying, and you become where you live too. You become where you live. It is hard to change, man. You would try, but at least you have that character. I told you, someone who grew up with single parents is different with someone who grew up with all the parents, all grew up with their jaja. Someone who grew up in an estate is different from someone who grew up in the ghetto. Someone who grew up in a... Those things are different, man. So you become that. So if your intention and you make it and knowingly, you're like me, I'm going to anger. I was watching, I think some of you watched the clip. Yeah, but now I'm working. Don't talk to me. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm like, I wish these things I learned a little earlier. And controlling your habits before they control you, that's important. You can get people think when someone says addiction, it's only on drugs, yeah? Like they think when someone says addiction, it is either drugs or it is marijuana or it is alcohol. When someone says someone is addicted, there are lots of things people could be addicted to, and funny things. But if it's a bad addiction, before you know it, it's going now to start taking control of you. Now, like, let me say, like me, that thing of calling people, hello, how are you, checking on you, blah blah. Nah, I don't do that. But it's a bad thing. You have to check out people. But when people check me out, I'm cool. But it's not a good thing. You could find someone addicted, to being on their own. They are loners, introverts. They just want to be alone. And instead of interacting with others, because we live in the world whereby we support each other, yeah, opportunities come from people. They will not find you there. Now me, I'm that kind of a person. I'll chill and I'll be alone, and yet you're supposed to interact. You just don't know what will happen. It's very important. So addictions are very many things, but when they start now getting to you, that's when it becomes bad. It becomes bad. And all the addictions, think of them. At the start they are okay, but if you feel like this thing is taking over me. Now, like me, I always said I used to drink kind of a little harder. I was drinking a little harder, and I didn't notice. But now I notice, and I'm like, now I'm intention. I'm like, no, 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 no. I have a son to support, so I die in my sleep minus knowing. You die in your sleep minus knowing. It will be terrible. I was like, now I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that. And moving in silence. Doing things in silence. Don't tell people you are going, because when you tell them, people just don't want to. I don't know. People have that competition thing. I don't know, maybe it is with us here. When someone has something, even when we cannot afford it, we feel like we can also do it. So you do things because someone else is doing them, even when you don't love them, even when you don't like them, because someone has done it, now you're also doing it. I thank God, me, I don't care. I move at my pace and I don't care what other people have. You have a good car, cool, it's your car. You have a nice house, cool, it's your house. I don't care. I don't care. Because your journey is not my journey. And the way how you did your things, I don't know. So I'm not supposed to be like, I'm also supposed to get that. But now here on social media, you find people, this is my house, this is my car, yeah. And then people are comparing themselves to how much they pay and where they stay, how much they pay for their rent. Someone is like, me, I pay 1.5. What are you telling me? You're in an apartment where you pay 450, and you're like, oh my goodness. Now that is in our 20s, something I talked about. Now you do your things. I've learned these things a little earlier. Now I learned that, it was something I wasn't giving my attention. But now I've learned that, do your things. At the end of the day, no one gives an F, no one gives an F. Everyone is living their life, and whatever you have is yours. It's not benefiting me. So if you show me what you got, and some people have gotten bad egos, then they will come after you. And even them who come after you, it's not like they are going to get what belongs to you. So bringing bad energy around you, you better do your things in silence, keep quiet, do your things. As long as your family is cool. And I told you last time, the family you create is more important than the family you come from. Have you heard that? The family you create or you build is more important. What? You have put this one. Put it there. It's going to go off. You bring. Oh, wait, I'm still working. So at the end of the day, I've been telling you the family you build, yeah, the family you create is more important than the family you come from, because the family you come from, everyone is living it. Everyone is living it. Everyone, your siblings are all living it, and when they leave, they are also going to concentrate on their families. So when you get stuck with the history, you're done, doomed. You're doomed, oh, you're doomed. Because you always be like my sister, my brother, my uncle, my auntie. And before you know it, you remain in the past. You move on. And there are people who there are people who let the past, yeah, control their present. Though it is very important, let the past teach us the present so that the present could tell us where we're going in the future, yeah? But most of the people, that's why I was telling some of my friends, it's good you don't get married or you don't create a family in a place where you grew up from. You leave. Because now these people you grew up with, they know you and they know your weaknesses. Even when you tell them that you're going to do something, they cannot believe in you and they cannot support you. But the people who don't know you when you've left, they believe in you. They can see your potential than the people you grew up with. I told you last time, if I woke up and one of my relatives, let me say my brothers or sisters, they are doctors, I don't think they would inject me. Why? Because I don't believe in them. I don't feel like they are really qualified, even when they are qualified. Imagine your sister or brother is the one who is going to fly you on a plane. You're like, man, I don't trust you. But someone else you don't know, you easily let them. So sometimes, some people claim so much with the past. They're like, this person did me this, I can never do this, whatever, So it's important, I've been telling you. Hey, so moving in silence, it's important. And you benefit nothing letting others know that you made it in life. They don't benefit unless they'll just bring bad aromas. Is it aroma? What is it even called? Master your emotions. Your emotions. Some of the people, many people are in prisons, and many people have lost relationship because of the way they behaved or they reacted when something happened to them. That is really scary. Most of the people are in prison. Others are even on death rows. Why? Because they could not master their emotions. Yeah. And some people attach emotions to everything. It's not cool. It's not cool. Be calm. Me, sometimes when bad things happen, yeah, I act in the past. Something bad can happen now. I don't react. Even a month passes, even 2 months. Then I reply after 2 months. When I have digested it really very well. And then I attack when someone least expects it. Why? Because when something happens there and then and I want to react there and then, I don't know what I will do. I feel like I will do the worst. Sometimes things happen. Someone can do something, even a year passes. Then I react after a very long time. But it helps that that time you spend chilling, it controls your emotions. And it's not like the way you would have acted when you acted immediately. So most of the people are on death rows, others have lost relationships. And when emotions, you act there and then, You can say things, and you see that even the Bible says like the tongue is double-sided sword, yeah? So you can say something, and when it is out, it is out. You cannot bring it back, man. And how you're going to hurt other people, even if you try to fight, the relationship comes back. Yes, the relationship might come back, but it won't be the same. It will never be the same. Why? Because of the things you did, because you could not control your emotions. But it's important to take care of your body, yeah? Take care of your body and mind. It is very important. Because what is it to achieve the entire world and you're not healthy? You're going to die. What is this to acquire the entire world when your mind is still stuck in the past? You know? So we work to be nice. So what is the value of working to achieve things when you're not healthy? Think about it. When you're not healthy, I keep telling people, imagine you're having 1 week to live. Do you think the things you think are important right now would be important? Will those things you think are important will be important? Hmm? Yeah, excuse me for that. Yeah, I told you I'm a single dad, so such kind of things would happen. I would move away a little bit, then come back. So sorry about that. So I was telling you, you imagine you are given 1 week to live. 1 week to live. What is it you do different? You're there, you want to get a job. You're there, you want to fly out. You're there, you want to build a house. You're there, you want to do all these things in life. Imagine they told you today you have 1 week to live. What is it you do differently? Now, truthfully speaking, I've lived with that for like a lifetime. Yeah. So each time I'm going to do something, I'm like, what if I have a week to live? What is it I will do? And then I think about it carefully. That's why I decided to stay with my son. Why? Because I asked myself still the same question. What if I have 1 week to do? What is it I'll do different? I knew I would give up my work. I would stop working and I would be with my son. That's exactly what I did. And of course, later, I got to notice if you miss that time, you'll never get it. So, what is it you do different in case you're told you have 1 week to live? I'm telling you, all the things you think are important, you will notice that they are not that important. If you are having a concert you're going to attend, a concert, a show you're supposed to attend, a drink up you're supposed to attend, you will notice, the car you wanted to buy, you will notice it's not important. And what's important? To call that reverend or sheikh or pastor or hajj to come pray for you to go to church. Those are the things you would be thinking of. Finding your friends, your relatives, talking to them, correcting some of those things. eh? You're like, everyone I wronged, I want to see you. Those are the things people say when they are on their deathbed. Forgive me, kids. I did bad to you. I took your land. Now you can take back your land. I did these things. Please forgive me. When they know, now they don't have time. So each time you're going to do things, always think about that. What if you're having a week to live? What is it you would do different? Think about it. That thing is important. You'll be there and you think all these things you're thinking about are important and great. You'll notice they are not important at all. You get my point, yeah? Yeah, so think about it. Think about it. Though, as I'm going to be winding up, of course, it's very important to trust in anything you believe in. If you're a Christian, believe in God. I pray. I'm a born again Christian. I pray. So if you believe in Allah, you believe in whatever you believe in. If you believe in juju, and for you think juju is the one for you, believe at least just believe in anything. Just believe in anything, but at least believe in something. And in that something, let it be the Most High. Whether he's there, whether he's not there, yeah, whether we are sure or not sure, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, just believe in something. Yeah, I was testing this computer to see whether it would work. Yeah, it has done a good job. I'm not complaining. Hopefully tomorrow will be coming again, we'll be chatting. I always put my number there, so I think by tomorrow I'll be putting that there. Yeah, we can always chat. That's why I wanted this time around to have a few people, but the people, at least you know they will have your back, you know. It doesn't matter, you know, when someone says you will have my back, they think about finance, you know. No, 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 no. People who can support each other. I want to build a team. I want to build a team. Few people, but of course we support each other. It doesn't matter in what, whatever, someone to talk to. That's what I want to build, and I don't want many people. I want, if I could get only 10 people, they are enough. Only 10. Only 10. It doesn't matter whether they were in the country or not in the country, but I want a support system. People have different social medias and they come gossip and talk about anything, whatever. I need people, a team, you know. You know you can rely on them, you know. Not really in finance, but at least, you know, you have a support team. I need that, and that's what I want. At least I want to have social media that will change life. I'm planning something. I'm really planning something. I'm really planning something. I'm really planning something. Hopefully everything will go well and we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get well and we'll get there. But I'm very sure we'll get there. Of course, when I start something, I always don't want to stop. I don't stop until we get it. So I need a support team of maximum 10 people. Only 10 people. And then those people, at least we can support each other in different. Okay guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Until when we catch up, for the people who watch the videos when I'm done, I want to say thank you very much. I still remain Luze Andrew Anderson. I'm supposed to be here every 10 every day at 10, but you know, sometimes things don't go as planned, but at least we are here. In case you go ahead and subscribe, if you've loved the content, you can go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button, so that each time, you know, I come through, I upload the video, you're among the first people to be watching. So I want to end by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from wherever you are. Bless ya.